In Chanukah there is a special mehadrin min ha-mehadrin. Chachamim instituted that this mitzvah should be performed on the highest level. Mehadrin min ha-mehadrin, everybody lights. Why is it? It's different than all the other mitzvahs where Chazal didn't institute mehadrin min ha-mehadrin. Another question, the famous question of the Beis Yosef. Chanukah is celebrated for 8 days, as we know, but seemingly it should only be celebrated for 7. Because after all, they had enough oil for the first night, so the miracle only happened the subsequent 7 nights. So Chanukah should be celebrated for 7 days and not for 8. This is a famous question with many, many answers. However, Reb Baruch Epstein Zecher Tzadik Livrocha, the author of the Torah Mima and Baruch She'amar and other Sfarim, brings from Reb Achai Gaon, from the Gaonim, a girsa that he had in the Gemara in Shabbos. In our Gemara it appears that they found a jug of oil that was only enough for 1 day, but in Rav Achai Gaon's girsa it said she'en lo maspik afilu leyom echad. This jug of oil that they found wasn't even enough for the first day. However, ultimately it was enough, so there was a miracle even on the first night, and that is why Chanukah has to be celebrated for 8 nights. But why is it mehadrin mina mehadrin? Explain the Imri Yemes. We should ask. They found a jug of oil with the stamp of Cohen Gadol. What was the stamp of Cohen Gadol doing on a jug of oil? This is not the tafkid. This is not what the Cohen Gadol used to do in Beis HaMikdash, stamp the oils. He had other things to do. There were other people who were in charge of that. So what kind of oil did they find? Says the Yemi Yemes, it must be that this was what was the minchas chavitin of the Cohen Gadol, who has to bring a korban every day. But the korban that the minchas chavitin that the Cohen Gadol brings every day is not from Shem and Zayit. However, the Cohen Gadol used to do everything behidu, and he brought Shem and Zayit Zach, just like you have to bring for the menorah. Because the Cohen Gadol used to do this behidu, we mimic the Cohen Gadol, and we do everything behidu. The Cohen Gadol's mincha chavitin only required 3 lugim, but the menorah required 3.5 lugim. Half a lug in each of the branch, 7 branches, that's 3.5 lugim. It comes out that the girsa of Achai Gaon is exact according to this. That they didn't even have enough oil for 1 night because they only found the jug of oil from the minchas chavitin, which requires 3 lugim, but they needed 3.5 for the menorah. So the miracle happened even the first night, and that is why Chanukah is celebrated for 8 days. And since we mimic the Cohen Gadol, who brought the minchas chavitin behidu with Shem and Zayit Zach, we do the same behidu, and Chazal instituted this mitzvah should be performed mehadrin mina mehadrin.